Hello, welcome once more to my channel. If this is your first time, you're very welcome to this channel. This is a channel that I talk about how to live your normal Christian life practically. I give you practical instructions on how to help you go through challenges in your life as a Christian, especially in today's world. Thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. I also talk about sewing, how you can sew very easily in my Goshen High School tour. But today is about Christianity 247. And I have a wonderful topic today. My name is Enorita James. You're welcome. Today I want to tell you something. I don't know what stage in your life you're going through now. But today I'm going to give a topic to today's talk. And I'm going to call it Never Give Up in the Face of Challenges. Don't even let that thought to cross your mind to give up in the face of challenges. Challenges come to everybody. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're an atheist, you have challenges. The only difference of the challenges that come to a child of God is that they come to strengthen you for what God wants to prepare you for. That's the difference. But like challenges don't come to Christians, it's a great lie. In fact, Christians are the ones that really go through serious challenges. If you're a Christian and God has shown you something to do, or God has given you a vision on something to build based on the talents He has placed inside of you, maybe you want to start up a business, or you're starting up a family, and suddenly the challenges are too much. They are choking you, and you feel like giving up. You feel like getting a divorce. You feel like stopping this business. You don't want to do anything about it anymore. You're sick and tired of investing so much and seeing so little, or not seeing anything at all. Don't give up. I am here. I've been through it. I am still going through it. And we are going to get to where God wants us to get to. So today's topic is very important. If God brought you here to listen, it is so important for you. You might not even be going through challenges, but for the day that the challenges shall come, you will need to listen to this. So I'm taking my topic today from the book of Nehemiah. The book of Nehemiah. I don't know how many people have read that book before, but I love this book because whenever that feeling starts creeping up, especially when challenges are there and you're working hard, you're doing all that you know how to do, and it looks as if nothing is happening, and you're tempted to stop doing what you're doing. You're tempted to throw in the towel, give up. I always go to the book of Nehemiah. The book of Nehemiah is about Nehemiah that was building up the walls of Israel that had crashed down. I'm just going to read a particular chapter to show you that when you want to build something, irrespective of what it is, there will always be attacks. There will always be challenges. So when you have those attacks and challenges, just know that you're not alone. It's happening to everybody. It's not only you. It's not peculiar to you. Don't let Satan deceive you and feel that it's peculiar to you or there's something you did. No. I want to read this to you so that it will help you in such times to keep hanging on and never give up. So quickly, let us open to the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter 4. And I'm going to read quickly from verse 7. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth. They were very angry. And they conspired, all of them, together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder the building of the walls. Enemies always come to hinder whatever it is you're building, especially if it is an idea that the Lord has put in your mind to start. Enemies will always fight against it. And they conspired all of them together to come and fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God and set a watch against them day and night. And Judah said, the strength of the bearers of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversary said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them, and slay them, and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places. I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. The fighting has begun. And I looked and rose up, and said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, be not afraid of them. So I am acting like Nehemiah in your life. Do not be afraid of the challenges. In whatever form it comes, in whatever way it is, how many times it is coming. Because here it is not even once. How many times it keeps reoccurring. You see, the difference between those that are successful and those that are not is that those that are successful went through these times and continued one step at a time, irrespective of whether they are seeing whatever, irrespective of whether they are seeing any change, immediate change. Let me tell you something. If you have an axe and you're cutting down a very big tree, you have to keep hitting. You have to keep sawing. You have to keep hitting on that tree. On the same spot, you keep hitting on it. You keep hitting on it. One day, the tree will fall. You see, the most important thing is not how big the tree is, or even how sharp your knife or your axe is. The most important thing is how consistently you keep hitting. That's the most important thing. Irrespective of all these challenges, look at all the challenges that Nehemiah had to build up the wall of Jerusalem that God put in his heart to do. If you read the book of Nehemiah, and I implore you, create time and read the whole of Nehemiah. Read the story of building the wall of Jerusalem, and see the challenges that he had. Not one time, not 2 times. See the challenges. Did he give up? He did not. I read verse 16. No, I think 15. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and that God had brought their counsel to naught, and that we returned, all of us, to the wall, every one unto his work. I want you to have that spirit. You have a challenge today. Wave it aside. Continue focusing on the work that the Lord has called you to do. Whatever it is. Whatever is that idea that God has called you to do, to start a business with. Whatever is that talent that God has put in you that you want to use and start a business with. Even if it doesn't look as if it is working, continue in it. Fight your battles. Fight your fears. Fight your challenges that come. But continue in it. And it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the habergeons, and the rulers were behind all the house of Judah. Half of the people were working, half were standing guard to fight the enemies that were coming. So it simply means that as you're working on your dream, you have to fight enemies. And what are the enemies? Fear, challenges, problems. The problems did not come for you to stop. The problem came to distract you. So do not be distracted. Please. As I'm telling you, I am telling myself. As long as God has put a vision in you, no matter how wide it looks, no matter how many years you'll be working on it, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it is irrespective. The end result is the most important thing. Your ability to keep going on is the most important thing. That is what the book of Nehemiah is all about. That is why God placed it there for us to read. That do not allow challenges to make you to give up on the dream that God has put inside of you. To make you to give up on bearing fruit with the seeds that God has placed inside of you. I read the last verse that I wanted to read. They which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laddered, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. That's just what I said. With one hand they are working, with the other hand they have their weapon fighting. They are fighting distractions, they are fighting enemies. They are working, they are fighting. So don't fight so much and you become exhausted and you say, I don't want to continue with my vision. Do not let that ever happen. You work, you fight, you overcome your fears, you overcome your challenges, and you keep going on until you reach that dream that the Lord has shown you concerning your vision, concerning the works of your hands. You have to keep going on, whether you see anything happening or not. I want to close by showing you a particular verse in the book of Luke. In the book of Luke chapter 13. Not really a verse. I want to read from verses 6 to 9. Luke 13, 6 to 9. He spoke also this parable. This is Jesus himself speaking from his own lips. A parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found no fruit. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground? Why does it take up space? Why are you taking your time on this tree for 3 years and it has not borne any fruit? This is the owner of the vineyard telling the person that works on the vineyard that forget about this tree, it's not bearing fruit. Cut it down. Hear the answer of the dresser. And he answered, said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it and dung it. This man is a worker of the owner of this vineyard that said, cut down this tree, it's taking up space, it's taking up time, it's taking up too many things, yet it's not showing fruit. And the person that was working on it said, Lord, leave it. Let me dig around it. Let me see whether there are things I can do for it. Let me see whether there are other ideas I can put in it. Let me see whether there's something I can do to it so that it can bear fruit. Then maybe after I've exhausted all avenues, then if it does not bear fruit, then I will cut it down. My point. 3 years. This is the master that is telling the person that is working on it. So the person that even answered is not even the owner. He's not the owner of that place. He was the one that worked on it. How much more you that is the owner of your business, that is the owner of a vision that God has given to you? Why would you give up? Because you've worked on it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you've not seen anything. Why would you give up? Sit. Look around. Take stock. Read. Is there something? Is there a way that I can do this for it to yield fruit? Is there something that I'm not doing that I can do for it to yield fruit? Is there a way I can handle my children for them to be better? Is there a way I can handle my wife, my spouse, my husband, so that there will be more peace? Is there something that I'm not doing that I should do? Take stock. Don't give up. Take stock. Look for other ways to go around the challenges. But please, never lift up your hand and let go and get tired. That is not what successful people do. That is not what winners do. And that is not what Christians should do. Especially you that believes in a God that owns the heavens and the earth. Thank you so much for listening today. It's a little bit long, but I pray that what you've listened today will trigger you and make you to face whatever challenge that you have and continue going on. Remain blessed till next time on Christianity 247.